Ready, set, bet here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Matt Brown and Mike Somich. It is still 13-10, Oklahoma and Auburn. That said, we do have Oklahoma moving the ball into on the other side of the 40. It looks like there is a flag on that play, so we'll let you know what's going on there. But Oklahoma moving the ball, marching down here, seeing if they can add to this 3-point lead that they've got going on. Speaking of adding to a lead, since we talked about Ole Miss just a second ago, Mike, they're up to it's 38-3 now. So they decided, okay, we're enough messing around with Tulane. So 38-3 there in that one. Still 27-20, Michigan and Nebraska, with Michigan having the ball a little shy of midfield here in this one, 3rd and 9. So big conversion. Oh, they free runner on a blitz, but they get a screen off and it's going to work. So Michigan is going to get a 1st and 10. What a great time to dial up the screen right there, Mikey.
Yeah, look, if you time it right, the screen is a very, very effective football play, and Michigan timed that one right. So they're going to have a 1st down on the other side of the 50. Oklahoma just connects for a 24-yarder. So they're 1st and 10 from the 17 now in the red zone of Auburn, trying to make that a 2-score game where points have been very tough to come by.
Guys, if you think you can pick these games very, very well, we're running a contest right now that allows you to go in and prove just that. It is the Average Joe contest, brought to you by Edge Boost. It's got a bunch of weekly prizes as well. So you can go, if you haven't played the first few weeks, it doesn't really matter. You can come in and you can still win the weekly prizes up to $500 or up to $1,000 if you already have an Edge Boost account. We also do quarterly prizes. You come win a trip to Vegas. You can come in here do a show with Mike. Like, you can do the horse racing show with Mike. I just added that as a prize. So you get to do the horse racing show with Mike. Sorry about that, everybody out there. Sorry, Bill, you got to add that to the rules now. So they get a guest spot.
Yeah, why are you trying to get people to not sign up? Make it good for them. You can come on the contest show or something.
Yeah, they get a guest spot there with Mike on the horse racing show. But anyway, all of these can go and sign up at VSiN.com/Joe, VSiN.com/JOE for the Edge Boost Average Joe contest. You know what is not your average Joe? They just flashed up, and someone fortunately took a screenshot and put it up here, Mike. The All ACC name team. We have Tuna Altier, Tank Boston, Deuce Chestnut, Denham Cook, Memorable Factor, Charleston French, Maverick Gracio, Trond Grizel, Trayshawn Hurry, Jam Jackson, Legend Journey, King Large, Turbo Richard, Hollywood Smothers, Dakota Twitty, and Squirrel White. All of them found in the ACC this year, all with just damn fine names.
Do you know what I wanted to name if I had a son, what I was pushing my wife to name my son, Matt?
Turbo Richard?
Fort Somich. Think about it. If he's an offensive line and he's named a lineman named Fort, that would be incredible. I'm surprised there aren't more Forts out there in the world.
I mean, we got a Tuna, a Tank, a Memorable, a Maverick, a Jam, a Legend, a King, a Turbo, a Hollywood, a Dakota, and a Squirrel on that name list right there.
That sounds like a trivia question. Where can you find all of these things?
Yes.
The ACC.
Yes. What I assure you, they are all in one thing. What is said thing? It is the ACC. Yeah. Man, that's good. I mean, can you imagine trying to convince your significant other, be like, no, I'm going to name him Tuna. I'm like, nah, I don't know about that. I'm like, no, it's going to be great. Let's name him Tuna.
Honestly, Squirrel is the one that got me. Like a tuna, fine. Like they're nicknamed the Big Tuna. It's somewhere out there. But you know what? I really love the animal, the squirrel. So why don't we just name someone Squirrel?
The problem is if you name one of your kids Legend too, like you've really backed him into a corner, because if he's not an athlete, like Legend only fits if you're an athlete. Like you can't be anything else. Now you have to change you have to go by your middle name if like you're not an athlete. Like if you're an accountant, you can't be Legend. Like that doesn't work that way. So you've really backed your kid into a corner, like as far as his occupation.
What about like a real estate agent? That'd be a good one to be Legend. Everyone remember the name. You could have some really sweet bench ads for Legend or billboard ads. Like I could get behind that if you need some marketing for it.
All right. Listen, I'm sure they are all open for ideas, because as we know, it's very hard to make it into the NFL. So they're probably at some point going to be doing something else, because it's very hard to play in the NFL. So they're going to have to look elsewhere. All right, let's get into these NFL previews, guys. Want to make sure that we're able to get through each and every game before we get to the contest show a little bit later. Indianapolis is on the road at Tennessee. This is anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5, kind of the one rogue number out there at DraftKings, actually, which is interesting. Usually not the rogue number place. 43.5 is our total here in this one. Daniel Jones, through 2 weeks, has looked like a competent NFL quarterback. And you and I talked a little bit about this on Wednesday. I kind of went in a little bit further and kind of dug in and watched just some highlight stuff that people put on Twitter and all of that. And they seem to think the same thing you and I do, which is it seems like Steichen really did his homework on Daniel Jones and figured out what Daniel Jones does well and what he doesn't do well. And at least so far, small sample size, and they're going to have to change it up. They can't just be the same team each and every week throughout the course of the season. Some of these teams are smart. They'll catch up to them, but has really leaned into what he does well, which is why Warren has gotten targeted so heavily, which is why you see some of these intermittent passes and why some of this stuff is opening up a little bit more for him to run, for Jonathan Taylor to break things open for here and there. So I, at least for now, until I see that these teams have figured out what they're doing with them, I think this is kind of real with Indianapolis.
Well, let's walk down memory lane with Shane Steichen. He started out, he was at Philadelphia, and he was the one who really figured out that offense with Jalen Hurts. He leaves, they fall off a cliff. They figure it out the following year. He goes to Indianapolis, and he was one game away, really one completed pass away from winning the AFC South with Gardner Minshew as his starting quarterback. He was able to figure out what Gardner Minshew does well and get him to be able to succeed. Now you have Daniel Jones, who I will not hear any slander. He is better than Gardner Minshew at quarterback, with weapons all around him, with a competent offensive line. I do believe this is maybe not to this level. They're going to punt at some season, but this is replicatable week in and week out for this to be a top 15 offense, top 10 offense in the NFL with the current version of weapons and Steichen at the helm, kind of being the joystick behind Daniel Jones's success here and making sure he schemes open plays. There's a play last week against Denver. He schemed Jonathan Taylor open to the point where he was the only player on one side of the field and able to walk in from 15 yards out. I just really like what he's able to do inside of the game plan. Now, all that being said, I don't think we've seen the best version of Tennessee yet. That's why I have not laid the 5.5 here with the Colts. First game, they're on the road. They're taking on the Denver defense at altitude. Game 2, they have to face that Los Angeles Rams offensive line. That's a very, very tough first and second matchup for a rookie quarterback. The pass rush for the Colts, not even close to the first two pass rushes that he had to face. I think Tennessee and Cam Ward have much more time in the pocket on Sunday. I love Calvin Ridley props. You can get him over 52.5 receiving yards. He's the leading target getter on this team. And now you're going to have time to throw versus Cam Ward running for his life throughout the entire game. You can get him at 100 yards at plus 550 if you want to go a little nuts on it. And I kind of talked myself into liking the over in this game as well, Matt. We're going to miss a defensive tackle for the Tennessee Titans. I do think this Colts defense is gettable, especially if the Titans are in chase mode, and the total is sitting at 43.5. So it would be over or nothing side in total for me. And I'm going to be playing some Ridley props here. Interested in Warren a little bit, but he's going to be a game time decision for the Colts.
I'm looking here. I wouldn't expect you to get this wrong, especially considering we're talking about, I mean, I guess you know who is dead last in the NFL through 2 weeks in EPA CPOE composite, right?
Yeah, it's the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, it's Cam Ward. No, I mean, just in particular. Cam yes. Ward. Yeah. It's Cam Ward in particular. So I'm with you. I think there's been flashes where I believe he's going to figure it out at some point, and there's probably going to be some games in which Tennessee is super, super competitive when they probably shouldn't be, but I don't really know if it starts this week, and I don't really know why I haven't bet the Colts so far. If I'm a believer in the Colts and I look at the stats that are telling me that Ward has been the worst quarterback in the NFL so far, which, again, to be expected, means rookie starting on a bad team. I don't know why I haven't thrown it in there. I mean, there's 4.5s. Like I can get a 4.5 right now.
I will just say this. I believe the back door will be open in this game. I would not be shocked if this is a 10-point Colts lead and you've got the Tennessee Titans with the football driving down the field to try and cut it to 3. That is my main fear here. And this is the other part of it. If I don't think if I'm not willing to bet the money line on an underdog, I'm rarely going to bet the points with the underdog. I want to be able to think that they can effectively win the game. I don't see a lot of ways that Tennessee can win this football game, but I do think they can go blow for blow to a certain point with the Indianapolis offense against this Colts defense, which, again, the secondary is not very good. This is a gettable defense, and they faced Bo Nix last week and got torched on the first 3 drives. Bo Nix did not look good or play well on the back half of that game. I do think that Cam Ward is going to have a lot more time to throw. And if that's the case, I think that's where he can be effective. And we've seen Ridley and his other wide receiver get open as well. So I do think Tennessee can score with them. I probably should bet the over. Just by the way I'm talking about this, you probably end up with an over score here.
I was going to say, I mean, the 43.5 to me, if we believe that Indianapolis continues to be efficient, which they have been.
Yep.
And if you think that Tennessee is probably going to surprise at least a little bit on the offensive side, then this total is probably 2 points too low.
Yeah, that's probably ends up, this is one where I'm probably going to end up betting the over now that I've talked about it with you.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that should be a play. We'll write this down and then forget to put it in the account. But, you know how it works, Mike, whenever we do that. We still got to talk Atlanta and Carolina, Vegas and Washington, Green Bay and Cleveland. There's all kinds of backup quarterbacks and injury situations we need to assess. Straight set bet here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help
Adopt
today.
US
Call
Kids
Wesley now
presents
for your-
What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today, I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Saturday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. The United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 2 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders as part of the 2025 USHL Fall Classic. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action tonight on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms kicked off their 2025-2026 season yesterday here in Cranberry Township, a 5-0 whitewashing of the Tri-City Storm. Phantoms got on the board. At the 16:34 mark of the first period was Cooper Simpson scoring a highlight reel goal. Ryan Rusinski and Jack Hamilton with the assist. 1-0 Phantoms at the end of the first period. Jack Hextall with a power play goal in the second period. Scored at 16:45. Cooper Simpson and Malachi McKinnon with the helpers on that. 2-0 Phantoms at the end of the second. Floodgates open for Youngstown in the third. At 1:59 was Matushka Harchik with his first of the campaign. Milker Morin and Cooper Simpson with the helpers. At 2:50, Madam Bukowski put home a rebound. Sean Miller and Kyle O'Leary with the helpers there. And then at 18:06, Ryan Rusinski put a cherry on top for the Phantoms with beautiful one-timer. Nice feed from Cooper Simpson for a 5-0 Youngstown win. Tobias Strabel got the win and the shutout in his USHL debut. He stopped 28 out of 28. Michael Pradle took the loss for Tri-City. He stopped 23 out of 28. Phantom power play was 1 for 4. Tri-City power play was 0 for 6. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. We will be back in 4 minutes. And when we come back, we will have tonight's scratches and the starting lineups. You are listening to the pregame show here on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Passion, talent, development, and NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
Hey, you got this. Just breathe. Hey. We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back into the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex during the pregame show. Let's take a look at tonight's scratch report, beginning with the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. For the Riders, you can scratch Garen Slezak, Robert Schlon, Anthony Spadard, Sullivan Miller, Trevor O'Donohue, Joseph Fenton, Henry Lechner, Kyle Rohrer, and Ethan Piercy. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 7, Mason Stenger, number 9, Alexei Kubat, number 12, Cal Houston, number 19, Alexander Svitov, number 22, Boris Perrine, number 27, Logan Anderson, number 28, Jakob Hesch, number 34, Brody Berard, and number 79, Tobias Trebel. Nice of former Phantom head coach Anthony Noreen to stop by the booth during the pregame show. And, of course, former Phantom captain Aiden Gallagher. Great to have him visiting press row. Aiden, I will talk to you during the commercial break, my friend. It is time for the starting lineups, which I have not been given. I do know the Phantoms starters, however. Starting on the left wing out of Forest Lake, Minnesota, number 91, Malachi McKinnon. At center, out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, number 17, Jack Hextall. At right wing, out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, number 10, Evan Jardine. On defense, out of Sweden, number 2, Melker Morin. And out of Northville, Michigan, number 3, Jack Wilson. In net, out of Kazakhstan, draft property of the Ottawa Senators, number 1, Vladimir Nikitin, making his USHL regular season debut. The Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by their chief of staff, Redmond Brow. The equipment manager is Andrew Rush. Athletic trainer, Amber Martinelli. Goaltending coach, Neil Conway. Strength and conditioning coach, Tommy Malloy. And the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kasecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Joseph Holmes and Chaz Nocky. The linesmen will be Nick Klitschko and Joseph Rubino. We've got 9 minutes left here at UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex before we get to national anthems and starting laps here in the arena. So let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Starting here in town, Cranberry Township at the Fall Classic. Earlier today, here on Rink 2, the Madison Capitals down the Lincoln Stars by the score of 3-2. They are in overtime in Rink 1, about 100 feet behind me. Team USA, the U18s, and the Fargo Force are scoreless as they play bonus hockey. And then later tonight, over on Rink 1, the Des Moines Buccaneers will take on the Tri-City Storm. Taking a look at the college football scoreboard. Big battle in the SEC right now. Auburn leads Oklahoma by a single point, 17-16, with 7:08 left in the fourth quarter. The YSU football team just underway down at Towson. We'll see if we can get a score on that one. And while that loads, let's try to get you some more college football scores. Florida State all over Kent State, 66-10, 8 minutes left in the fourth. Ole Miss beating up on Tulane, 45-10. Michigan leads Nebraska, 30-27, with a minute and a half left in the fourth. They are in a weather delay in South Bend. Notre Dame leading Purdue, 28-13. Georgia Tech leads Temple, 21-14. Earlier today, number 6 Oregon knocked off their cross-state rival Oregon State, 41-7. Tennessee all over UAB, 56-24. Texas Tech went into Salt Lake City and beat the University of Utah, 34-10. Now we do have the YSU stats loaded, and with 7 minutes 55 seconds left in the second quarter, Towson leads YSU 14-7. Looks like YSU has the ball on their own 24. Well, there are 6.5 minutes remaining before the national anthem and starting laps here at the arena. We are going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane, they got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. a teenager, learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex as they are getting ready for the national anthem and starting lineups here. And let me see if I can take a look down at the CR line, see if I can get you some starters.
Welcome to the USHL.
All right, starting for the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders at left wing out of Parkstown, New York, committed to UMass Lowell, number 18, Nick Romeo. At center out of Boulder, Colorado, number 11, Grant Young. At right wing out of Stockholm, Sweden, number 19, Noel Ogren. And we will pause for a moment. Oh, no, they're going to go ahead and keep going with the starting lineups here. I thought they were getting ready for the national anthem. People started standing. On defense, number 23, out of Washington Township, Michigan, Charlie Evans. And out of Port Jefferson, New York, committed to Western Michigan, number 5, Joseph Mentz. In net, out of Berlin, Pennsylvania, committed to Boston College, number 31, Ryan Cameron. Cameron enters today's game with a 1-0 record, a 2.0 goals against average, and a .882 save percentage. The Rough Riders are coached by Mark Carlson, assisted by Garrett Wendell and Jared Broussard.
Number 19.
And we will go ahead and turn it over to our public address.
Number 5, Joseph Meese. And number 31, Ryan Cameron. Please stand and remove your hats for the national anthem.
Our national anthem on a Saturday night here in Cranberry. Welcome back into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack, here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms and Rough Riders for the first of, I believe, 5 matchups this year. It's either 4 or 5. I don't have my game list in front of me. Cedar Rapids beat Des Moines yesterday 3-2. Phantoms shut out the Tri-City Storm 5-0. A little bit of a different look to the lineup today for Mark Carlson. And we will get to that throughout tonight's contest. Right now, Young and Hextall are at center ice. You can roll for initiative as we are on the way. Hextall wins the draw back to Morin, to Wilson, and then up to Jardine to backhand into the CRN. Men's back for it. Took a bum from Hextall, who took it away and then threw it off the back of the cage. It bounced over to Young. He'll carry up the far side. Young to the red line ahead off of Ogren and rolling to the right wing corner. Grabbed by Young again and sent around the wall to the near side, taken by Hextall, who got run into. Up ahead for McKinnon, wearing a full bubble after taking a high stick yesterday. Chipped both of his front teeth. Gnarly looking video if you check out the Phantoms and the USHL social media. As Wilson brings it ahead up to the CR line for Jardine. Into the zone 1-on-3, turned his back to Cornelian and waited for help, but then the puck rolled into the corner. McKinnon was down there for it, game back to Jardine up the wall looking for Thompson. Braden holds the line for a moment, chip back down low before it rolled over to Huff. D to Corneli up ahead looking for the touch by Musa. Actually ended up going just to the side of the cage. And Vladimir Nikitin, young man out of Kazakhstan, throws his trapper on top of it, gets his first touch of his USHL career. Face-off controlled by Cedar Rapids. Taking away at centers, Rusinski ahead to Simpson. Cooper spins to the hash marks left wall. Chipped it into the corner looking for Kuharczyk. Taken away for a moment by Huff. Sent back up the wall. Westerling with it. Had taken away by Kuharczyk. Down into the corner, Simpson. Knocked off the puck by Huff. Sent around the wall by Westerling. First one to it near side is Rusinski. Downloaded Simpson. Fed in front, but just behind Rusinski. And then cleared up the middle and out by Cedar Rapids. Don't think it has enough steam on it for icing. It does not, as Musa knocked out Braden Thompson. Got it to Rusinski to Kuharczyk and then out to center for Rusinski. Through into the zone 2-on-3, now 2-on-5 as the Phantoms are changing behind the play. Double teamed in the corner and the loose puck is picked up by Ernst. Cedar Rapids send it around to the near side. JT Vini pinching in on the play. Send it behind the cage where it's grabbed by Mentz and sent up to the line where it's kept by Hamilton. His shot hit Mentz and rebound came to O'Leary. Near side now. Vini shot to the glove of Ryan Cameron who holds. Face off to the left of Cameron. Bukowski to take the draw against Ernst. Ernst wins the draw, carrying it around the cage. Nisiamos out to center, rolled to JT Vini. Backhead to line for Bukowski, got crunched from behind. Puck rolls behind the CR net. Bosco had a power play goal yesterday for the Rough Riders. Let it slide up to the point. Hamilton fanned on his shot. Rolled behind that to O'Leary. Fed in front, and Bukowski hit the post. Now another one chips on the net. Loose of the blue paint trickle just wide of the cage. O'Leary there looking for it near the edge of the crease as missing on a hit was Miller. And Ernst carries ahead 2-on-2. Had the defenseman Emmons with him. but the rush was broken off, and the Phantoms will play it back out to center. That's Sean Miller off the dasher and down into the CR zone while the Phantoms start a line change. Emmons to Scuderi, and then back to Emmons. Up the near side, past Boucher, and into the Phantom zone. Losing his footing and going into the end wall was Fox as the puck came to Orlowski. Tried to get it to Boucher, though. Battle a little bit there near the top of the circle. It rolls back to the Riders for a shot. That was Fox. He missed the cage. Kept it into the left point by Minor. Sent back around to Scuderi. Fed it to the front of the crease. Knocked back to the corner by Boucher. Now it comes around to the near wall. Morin backhands it up the wall. Found Franks. Out to center for Boucher. Lost it in his skates to Graff. Graff dropped it off to Boucher, and then he got run over by Franks. Scuderi with it, however, into the zone. Turned the puck over to Wilson. Then Boucher knocked out to center and knocked out Grant Young for good measure. Scuderi with it again. He will turn and dump it deep and head for a line change. Nikitin over to the left corner, spun up to center by Morin. He found Hextall. His cross-ice pass shut off by Ogren. CR back into the zone. Ogren across into the slot for a shot by Young. That went wide. Rebound to Hextall. Sends it down the ice. No icing here as Mintz will play it in the left circle of his own end. Pitchforks it around over to Carson Young. And nobody from Cedar Rapids or anybody got a stick on it as it traveled up the near wall, and icing will be called on the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. 15-14 left in the third. First, we're scoreless. Not the third period. Shots on goal, just 1-0. And that's in favor of the Phantoms. Face off to the left of Cameron after the icing whistle. Young to take the draw against Hextall. And Hextall won then, draw cleanly back to Thompson. Left it for Murphy. Will backhand it down into the corner. Rolled behind the cage. First one touching it was Carson Young, the defenseman. Back of the wall, taken by Murphy. Side of the cage, Jardine tried to drop it back to the point looking for Hextall. That pass was stolen by Ogren and sent down into the Youngstown end, but he couldn't find Romeo slipping through. Clearing pass by the Phantoms, stolen by Young. Back down into the corner for Ogren. Played into the slot, but Jardine is there. Skate to stick and then ahead for McKinnon. Through the neutral zone and then over to Jardine with a step. Jardine to the backhand. Cameron with the save. Rebound. They score! He's having fun looking out for number one. It's Malachi McKinnon with his first goal in the USHL. And Youngstown leads 1-0. Time of the goal, 4:55. Massive scramble in the blue paint, and Malachi McKinnon able to get it behind Ryan Cameron. Beautiful move by Evan Jardine on the initial shot. Cameron able to stop that, but Hextall and McKinnon followed up, and it's Malachi McKinnon giving the Phantoms a 1-0 lead. Tarchik wins the draw to Hamilton, over to Vini, up to the line for Rusinski. Rue down the right side, tried to feed Kaharchik, ended up going on net, and Cameron will cover. .55 left in the first period, 1-0 Youngstown. Believe that one will be McKinnon from Jardine and Hextall. First point of the season for Jardine. Again, the first goal in the USHL for McKinnon is here. Youngstown wins the faceoff again. It's Simpson at the right point. Being watched by Corneli. Tavini turned and fired. That is kicked out by Cameron. Rebound to the far wall. Rusinski trying to feed it back down off of Hamilton, who got knocked down on the play. Cedar Rapids able to play it out to center, where it's grabbed by Rusinski and bumped back for Vini. He'll spin it away from Davis to Hamilton to Kaharchik. Pass across, stolen by Musa. Into the zone, took a high stick from Jack Hamilton. Penalty upcoming on Youngstown as Rusinski took his man to the boards. Puck back to center, and with it in his own end is Scuderi. Over to Corneli. And then Scuderi lost it at center, touched by Simpson. And Youngstown will head to the penalty kill. 6 for 6 yesterday was the Youngstown penalty kill. I believe the Cedar Rapids power play was 1 for 6 yesterday, but again, still waiting for somebody from the comms office to bring up my copy of the game notes that I asked for. Time of the penalty on Hamilton, 5:48. All right, we're ready to go. Boucher to take the draw against Ernst. And Ernst won that cleanly, but so cleanly he split his defenseman. All the way back into his own zone for it is Miner. Setting things up behind the cage, he'll carry ahead. Miner. Under the stick of Graff, it's sticked ahead by Orlowski. He found Boucher, who chips it deep once more.
Assisted by number 10, Dylan Jardine.
Cameron.
And number 17,
To Miner, to Simon up the near wall. Entered the zone, left it behind him for Ernst. Bodied up in the corner by Orlowski, but grabbed by the Riders. Fed up to the point for Miner, but he couldn't hold the zone. And he'll have to backtrack for it up. Owen Boucher up on the forecheck. Miner bumped his man down from behind, looking for a call, nothing forthcoming. Graff through center, across to Simon near side. Into the zone are the Rough Riders. Up to the point for Graff. Walks the blue line, eyes the cage. Being watched by Rusinski. Traded it off to Bosco, and now Carson Young. Over to Simon. Back to Carson Young. Over to Bosco. His shot blocked by Rusinski into the meshing. 52 seconds left on the power play for Cedar Rapids. 13:03 left in the first. 1-0 Youngstown. And I don't know if you could hear the reading of the goal. It was McKinnon from Jardine and Hextall. Faceoff was won by the Rough Riders, but it bounced to a Phantom stick, and getting the clear, I believe, was Matty Bukowski. Musa carries ahead for the Riders to the red line and then across far side for Grant Young. Brian Rusinski without a stick right now, sitting in the middle of the ice on the red line. Feeding it through the box was Westerling. Over to Musa, down low to Young. We got both Youngs on the ice right now, so we'll use their first names, Grant and Carson. And it's Grant behind him looking for Westerling. Puck was touched by Rusinski, who has somebody's stick. Somebody was able to get to the bench and get Rusinski a stick. As now at the right point, it's Musa after a block shot. Westerling fed it in front, looking for Grant on the back door, but blocked off by Murphy. Passed ahead. Rusinski was behind the defense. Just redirected in the last moment. And we're back to 5 aside as Jack Hamilton's out of the box. Morin send it around the wall to Bukowski. Matty to the red line, and now McKinnon into the zone. Behind him to Morin. Through the low slot, looking for the touch by Bukowski. It wouldn't go. Hextall kept the left point. Down the wall to McKinnon. Spinorama, but is going to lose the puck. Grabbed by Scuderi and skated ahead. Coke checked away from behind by McKinnon. Puck pinballing around the neutral zone. Grabbed again by Scuderi and dumped in. Nikitin behind the cage will send it far corner. Went past Wilson, rode the dasher, bumped out to center by McKinnon. 2-on-1 developing. Jardine and Hextall. Jardine down the left side. Toe drag. Tried the pass for Hextall. McKinnon scores! I'm going to dance a two-step in Toledo. Malachi McKinnon's second goal of the game has the Phantoms in front 2-0. Time of the goal, 8:34. Jardine tried the toe drag and then the pass to Hextall, but the pass was blocked. Ended up right at the edge of the blue paint, and McKinnon able to put it home with Cameron down and out. I guess all that had to happen for McKinnon to get his first 2 USHL goals was to get both of his front teeth chipped. Mark Carlson had some questions on the play. Answering them was referee Chaz Nocky. We're not going to review. We're going back to action. 2-0 Youngstown. Boucher to take the draw against Grant Young. And Young won that draw. Playing it into the left corner is Ogren. Thompson took it away, up the wall to Orlowski. Across into Franks, into the zone. Down the left side, Franks toe drag, got through his man, got the shot on that. Cameron made the save, and he holds. Big scrum at the edge of the blue paint. Nice move there by Ryan Franks to get past his defenseman. So I think the faceoff will come to the neutral zone here. on the other side of our media timeout. 11:07 left in the first. 2-0 Phantoms. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. 11:07 left in the first. Phantoms lead 2-0. Pair of goals for Malachi McKinnon. Both assisted by Evan Jardine, at least one of them assisted by Jack Hextall. I don't think they've read the scoring for the second goal yet. Face off to the right of Ryan Cameron. Atush Kuharchik to take the draw against Carter Ernst. And Ernst wins that draw cleanly, played over to the wall for Mentz, and now behind the cage for Minor. Round the net to the near side. He'll snap it out to center, off the stick of Bosco. He'll catch up to it in the left corner, battle with Jack Hamilton, and lose the puck. Hamilton to Simpson, to Thompson, back to Simpson in the officials' crease. Dances away from Ernst and into the zone. Simpson got around one, took a little bump from Minor, and lost the puck. It rolled to Mentz. Around the cage to the far side, send it back over to Minor. Gains the neutral zone and the red line, and will chip it to the right wing corner of the Phantoms' end. Hamilton, the first one to it, throws a little reverse bump on Bosco. Ernst comes in and plays the puck, but right back to the stick of Hamilton, who sends it near side for Thompson. Banked up the wall for Rusitsky. Red line in blue into the CRN, behind him for Kuharchik. Back to Rusitsky, sent back down the wall to Kuharchik. To open ice, and Carter Murphy near corner. Tipping it in front, went off the skate of Simpson. It might have gone off the post. Puck out to the left point now. Murphy trying to keep it in the zone. 3 efforts. He does. Great work there by Carter Murphy. Just missed Simpson behind the cage. Rolled over to Carson Young in the corner. He'll spin away from Simpson. Carry around the net to the far side. Snap it to the line for Bosco. Now back near side for Westerling. Red line and blue into the zone. Thought Simon was ahead of the play, but play continues. Clearing attempt. Stolen by Davis. Turns, fires, missed the cage. Rebound. Loose and poked behind the net. Also by Simon. Loose puck to Murphy. Pass ahead, stolen by Davis. Chipped it past his man, rolled in the corner to Westerling. Tried to center, looking for Davis. Was out of his reach. Rusinski played it to the line, and then out to center. Simmons hustling back for it, crosses his own defensive line, and then sends it back ahead to the Youngstown line. Musa chipped it to Westerling, lost the puck as it rolled to the end while he was bodied up by Vini. Nikitin lost his stick. Down at his feet right now. Puck still in the zone, however. Pitchfork to the neutral zone, and then rolls into the CRN by Bukowski. Rough Riders to it. Musa off the far boards. Actually ended up chipping it to himself and comes into the zone. Poked away. He'll catch up to it in the left corner. Lost his footing. Battles against Vini. Got the puck to Davis. Across over to Minor. His shot missed the cage. Rebound off the corner boards to O'Leary. Kyle to the red line. Chipped it in the zone, but it hit Davis. Popped up in the air. Played back out to center by the Riders. Musa sent it off the near window. Came off of O'Leary to Bukowski. Dropped back for Vini. Ahead to Bukowski. Matty. Sent it just wide of the cage. No icing here as Cameron plays it. Minor. Up the near wall. Found Graff. And then touched back to Fox. Played into the zone off the glove of Hamilton. He's able to play it back out to center. Sent right back in by Mentz. Phantoms carry right back out to neutral. Wilson across to Jardine. Jardine turns on the Jets. Unable to get the shot away. Tried the wraparound. It came to Hextall in the slot. It wouldn't go. Buchanan turned and fired. His shot was blocked. Rebound over to the far wall. Poked up by the wall by Corneli. Hextall couldn't keep it in the zone. Found it at center. Played it back to Hamilton. Near side for Wilson, who rips it into the CRN. Cameron around the wall. Grabbed by Jardine. Ushered to the point for Hamilton. D over to Wilson. Eyes the cage. Faked the shot. Now cut center point. Wilson turned. Fired. Blocked in front. Don't know if it ever got into Cameron. Might have hit McKinnon in the back. as CR plays it ahead. Coming into the zone is Graff. Behind him, it came to Ogren, but his shot, kind of a shot pass, cut off by Nikitin. The loose puck came to Hextall. Floats it down into the CR zone. Huff hustling back for it, spun it away from Franks, and now throws it near side. Picked up by Corneli. Back to Huff in the slot. As Franks and Corneli slash at each other, and think referee Joseph Holmes is going to take them both. As Corneli gave a full two-handed whack to the leg of Ryan Franks, but Franks was certainly egging him on. I think I saw an interference call on Franks, and we're going to skate 4-on-4. Time of these penalties, 12:45. Four-on-4, absolutely warranted on that one. As Franks and Corneli were battling behind the play. Franks maybe a little over the line with the shoving, and then Corneli, the two-handed tomahawk chop to the leg of Franks. All of that right in front of the official, though. So I don't know if we're waiting for the penalties to get on the clock. Okay, we're ready to go. Rusinski to take the draw against Westerling. CR controls the draw. It's Huff backtracking into his own zone. Back out to center for Romeo. Lost the puck to Thompson. Drop back to Murphy in their own end. Back to Thompson. Spins away from Westerling. And gives it to Rusinski. Red line and blue into the zone down the right side. Rue lost his footing. Battling against Carson Young, but did not lose the puck. Rusinski now will lose the puck. Romeo carries ahead. Romeo into the zone down the left side. Trying to get past Thompson. He could not. His shot through the blue paint and did not get on net. Rebound all the way off the corner boards and out to center. Possessed by the Riders and back in the zone. Carson Young fed it down low looking for Westerling, but that rolled to Murphy. Played over to Kaharchik. Little dangle trying to get away from Westerling. Double teamed in the corner. Tucks in Westerling, skates. Romeo pried it free, but it went to the side of the net where it's touched by Nikitin. Over to Murphy. Carter sets it up for Cooper Simpson. 4-point night for Simpson last night. As into the zone offside was Evan Jardine. Too much speed and couldn't throw on the brakes in time at the blue line. 6:08 left in the first. 2-0 Phantoms. 53 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Face off right in front of the CR bench. Cooper Simpson, little love tap to Jason Musa before the face-off. Linesman Rubino trying to tell him to knock it off, and Jardine's going to get kicked out of the circle. Simpson will step in and take the draw against Grant Young. Cedar Rapids controls the draw. It's minor and penalty upcoming on Youngstown. As heading to the bench was Ryan Cameron for the extra attacker. Carrying ahead is Mentz. Into the zone to Musa, but offside are the Rough Riders, and we will get our penalty call. Cooper Simpson to the box. I believe that was a high sticking indicator that I saw, so we will have a 4-on-3 power play for the Rough Riders for 32 seconds. Jack Wilson looking for an explanation. None forthcoming from referee Joseph Holmes. .547 left in the first, so time of the penalty to Simpson, 14-13. And Rusinski wins the face-off forward, and all the way down the ice it goes.
Cooper Simpson. 2 minutes for high stick.
Huff picks it up, sends it over to Graff. 20 seconds left in the 4-on-3, and then it'll be a 5-on-4 power play for the Rough Riders. Graff around the net and fed it up to Huff at the point. To Graff, top of the left circle. To Huff. To Westerling, goal line extend. Back to Huff, one-timer. Kicked out by Nikitin. Rebound, they score. power play goal for the Rough Riders. Putting it home was Ruben Westerling, his first of the season. And Cedar Rapids has cut the lead in half. It is 2-1. Time of the goal, 14:42. There are 3 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Four-on-3s, always dangerous. Tons of open ice, plenty of space to move that puck. And it will be Hextall to take the draw against Grant Young, bring us back to action again. 3 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And now we are back to 5-a-side. Vini to Hamilton into the neutral zone. Gained the red line and dumped it in. Franks into the corner after it. Little bump on Grant Young. Now battles against Mentz. Jardine in to help out Franks, who lost his footing, but the puck came to Jardine. Spun away from Mentz, but turned it over to Grant Young as he tried to pass it to Hextall. Worked up the wall to Davis, but stripped from behind by Franks. Back to Jardine and into the zone for Hextall. Hextall, a little start stop, got past Mentz, who then recovered and took the puck away, got it to Davis to carry to center. And to duck around his own man, now drop back from Minor. D over to Corneli. Corneli ahead. Into the neutral zone, bumped down by Jardine. The puck came back into the CRN, and another call coming on Youngstown. Romeo dropped it back to Minor. And offside are the Rough Riders again. The call is slashing. And in the box is JT Vini. Time of the penalty on Vini, 15:49. And Cedar Rapids 1-for-1 on the power play. I'm sorry, 1-for-2. Face-off controlled by the Riders. Carson Young over to Musa, back to Carson at the point. Back to Musa, top of the left circle, fed to the side of the cage for Grant Young. Now back to Musa, left half wall. Back to Grant, over to Romeo, shot kicked out by Nikitin. Romeo, quick little one-timer from the bumper, but kicked out by Nikitin, who used all of the 6'4" frame there. Center point, Carson Young. To Musa, shot, pad save Nikitin, rebound to Wilson, fired around the kick plate, and Westerling couldn't hold it at the far half. Went all the way down into the CR zone. Rusinski had it for a moment, but Carson Young able to keep it away from him. And Young waiting while they change up the power play unit. Now he'll start to carry ahead. Over to Fox. Up the far wall, he hit the linesman on the dump, and it came to Davis. Stripped of the puck, it came to Orlowski, and Jesse will back in it out to center where it bounced to Corneli. Over to Ogren at the red line, and ahead to Davis. Ran into Murphy, gave it up to Fox. 45 seconds left in the power play. Ogren. Across to Scuderi. Center point, Corneli faked the shot. Over to Ogren. One-timer, he fanned on it, but stayed in his skates. Ogren. Across to Scuderi, top of the right circle. Center point, Corneli. Back to Scuderi. Across, Ogren, left circle. Center point, Corneli. 25 seconds left in the power play. Scuderi, toe drag shot, blocked by Murphy. Got his own rebound to Ogren to Corneli. Now back to Scuderi, top of the right circle. Center point, Corneli. Shot blocked by the stick of Jesse Orlowski into the meshing. Phantoms bang the dasher in appreciation. .223 left in the first. 2-1 Youngstown. Pair of goals for Malachi McKinnon. 12 seconds left on the slashing call to JT Vini. Hextall will take the face-off against Ernst to the left of Nikitin. Hextall won the draw. It came to Hamilton. He'll clear it down the ice. And now out of the box comes JT Vini. Hams are back to full strength as the puck rolls to Hamilton. D to Wilson. Jack looking for an option, gains the red line, fires it in. Nice hand-eye behind the cage by Cameron to stop that bouncing puck. Sending it around the wall, came to Ernst. Drop back to Emmons, off of Simon and into the zone for Bosco. Left wall, he's bodied up by Hamilton with 1:45 left in the first. Ernst got the loose puck, sent it in front, but the only one there was McKinnon. Lifted it out to center. Pass wouldn't go to Jardine, but played ahead, grabbed by Hamilton, who turned it over to Simon. Back into the zone they come. Down the left side, he'll chip it behind the cage. Hamilton, the first one there, send it around the wall to Jardine. Across to Wilson, still in their own zone. Out to center for Hextall. Bumped from behind by Simmons, and the pass for McKinnon would not go as it rolled to Mentz. Over to Simmons and to Westerling, redirected it into the Youngstown end. Nikitin fires around the kick plate. Kicked by Simpson behind him, looking for Rusinski, but it wouldn't go. Corneli sends it back ahead to the Youngstown line for Ogren. Cuts across the top of the circles, and then traded it off for Musa. Back to the near side for Corneli. Now center point for Huff. Watched by Simpson, spins away from him, now feeds Corneli again. His low shot hit his own man in the slot. That was Ogren, whose puck came to Kaharchik. Inside a minute left of the period, 2-1 Phantoms. Rusinski into the zone. Battling for it in the right wing corner. 35 seconds left in the frame. Rusinski trying to chip it loose. He does. He found Kaharchik. Up the wall where he's watched by Westerling, who took the puck away. Up the wall to Musa. Couldn't clear. Thompson backhanded it down low, but that hit a rider and went out to center. Puck pinballing around with 15 seconds left. It's Thompson in his own end. Murphy skates past Davis and carries into the zone. Murphy split the defense, found O'Leary. O'Leary forced behind the net with 4 seconds left in the period. Played up to the half wall. Kuharchik turns, needs to shoot. He tried to, but right at the buzzer as he got hooked a little bit. Carter Murphy looking for a slashing call. But at the end of 20 minutes to play, the Youngstown Phantoms lead the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders by the score of 2-1. Shots on goal in the first period, 6-4 in favor of Youngstown. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. We will be back in 4 minutes for the first intermission report. You are listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute?
When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, class. Let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I rescued my little brother from an evil slug king who was guarding him at the bush fortress. And my sister and I brought him back to our super twig fort for safety. And then we all laid out and told stories until it got dark. And the Big Dipper led us all the way home. Wow. Awesome. Where were you, Jill? Yeah. We went to the forest. It's not that far away. Anyone want to come this weekend?
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week and find the fun, adventurous you. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms lead the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders by the score of 2-1. Shots on goal in that first period. 12-7 in favor of the Rough Riders, but it was the Phantoms who got on the board first at 4:55. It was Malachi McKinnon, his first goal, and the USHL Evan Jardine and Jack Hextall with the assist. Then at 8:34, it was McKinnon again. Second of the game, second of the season, Jardine with the assist. I think we might be missing an assist from a defenseman on a stretch pass there. We will have to go to the tape to review that. But that made it 2-0 Youngstown. Cedar Rapids got on the board with a power play goal. It was a 4-on-3 power play. Goal for Ruben Westerling. First of the season, Hawk Huff and Justin Graff with the helpers. That came at 14:42 and gave us our 2-1 score. Vladimir Nikitin has stopped 11 out of 12. Ryan Cameron has stopped 5 out of 7. Cedar Rapids power play is 1 for 3. Phantoms have not been awarded a power play here this evening. So go ahead and step aside for another timeout. We will be back in 4 minutes. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And, with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. During the first intermission report, Phantoms lead Cedar Rapids 2-1. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard starting here in the USHL. Final earlier today here on Rink 2, Madison down the Lincoln Stars 3-2. Fargo in overtime over on Rink 1 shut out Team USA 1-0. And then getting underway in about 10 minutes over on Rink 1 will be the Des Moines Buccaneers and the Tri-Cities Storm. Over to the college football scoreboard, YSU and Towson are tied at 14 with 12 minutes left in the third quarter. Checking out the other major college football scores, Notre Dame all over in-state rival Purdue, 56-23, 2 minutes left in the third. Idaho and San Jose State tied at 28, 4 minutes left in the fourth. Georgia Tech beating up on Temple 38-14, 8 minutes left in the fourth. Kansas beating up on West Virginia 20-3 at the half. Boise State up 14-7 on Air Force. Second quarter just underway. 5 minutes into the first quarter, number 4 Miami and Florida are scoreless. Kickoff just happened in Bloomington, Indiana between Illinois and the Hoosiers. Illinois checking in at number 9, Indiana checking in at number 19. The Apple Cup up in Washington. The Huskies lead the Cougars 7-0. 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Earlier today, Oregon beat Oregon State 41-7. Florida State 66-10 winners over Kent State. Oklahoma able to hold off Auburn at home 24-17. Ole Miss beat up on Tulane 45-10. Tennessee beat up on UAB 56-24. Texas Tech all over Utah 34-10. Michigan able to go into Nebraska and get a big conference win 30-27 over the Cornhuskers. Maryland went into Camp Randall Stadium and came out with a 27-10 win over Wisconsin. Syracuse went into Death Valley and beat Clemson 34-10. A awful start for the Tigers. We're in the top 5 in the preseason poll and are now 1-3. Louisville 40-17 winners over Bowling Green. Duke beat NC State 45-33. Mississippi State over Northern Illinois 38-10. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and our first intermission report. We're going to step aside for 3.5 minutes, and when we come back, second period action between the Phantoms and Rough Riders here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand score! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms, on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Wall by the Phantoms. Jardine banked it ahead to Hextall. Hextall into the zone with McKinnon. 2-on-1. Tried to pass across, and it hit the stick of the Cedar Rapids defender. And McKinnon unsuccessful on at least that bid for the hat trick. 1 minute gone in this second period. 2-1 Phantoms, and here it's a turnover. Puck pinballing around. Simpson couldn't find it as he came off the bench. Now it's kept by Rusinski to Hextall, but his pass down low hit a Cedar Rapids leg, and they will play it out to center and now down into the Youngstown end. Keaton feeds it around the wall where it's grabbed by Thompson far side. Braden out to the red line for Simpson. Cooper into the zone. Shot through the legs of the defenseman, but that was right to the chest of Ryan Cameron. And he will hold for the faceoff. 18:34 left in the second, and once more, great to talk to former Phantoms captain Aiden Gallagher. He's in town coaching Team Illinois. There's a big youth tournament going on as part of the Fall Classic. Aiden was the Phantoms captain back in 21. Phantoms win the draw. Thompson, his shot on net. Something in front and trickling in the blue paint dangerously is here. Simpson with the steal. Fed in front looking for Rusinski, but that's taken away by Westerling. He carries ahead 3-on-3. Up for Musa. Back to Westerling. Shot. Big save by Nikitin and a big rebound as it comes to Rusinski. Play ahead to the line for Simpson. Waits for help. Simpson back down the middle was looking for Thompson. Was crashing. It would not go. Behind the cage, it's Rusinski. Fought through the check of Young. Catches up to it in the left half wall. Rusinski with a lane. Shot just missed the top corner. He had room to work with. Vini keeps it at the right half. Down low for Simpson. Got run over by Menz. Puck came to Kaharchik. Pinned to the wall by Young. Westerling looking for that puck. He'll pry it free. Survey the scene. Carry ahead slowly. He found Ogren to the red line, and he'll dump it to the left wing corner of the Youngstown zone while the Rough Riders start a change. Vini out to the line for Miller, redirected it into the CR zone. O'Leary had it played away by Huff. It came around to the right corner where Bukowski took it away from Corneli. He's bodied up by Westerling. Puck comes to the point, kept by Vini. His shot right to the glove of Ryan Cameron, and he holds. JT Vini, 2 goals in his USHL career, 64 career games. Spent parts of 2 seasons with the Omaha Lancers. Bukowski kicked out of the circle. And O'Leary will step in and take the draw. 17-14 left in the second. Phantoms control the draw. It is Vini with the shot, missed the cage. Rebound to the left half for Hamilton. Hamilton back to Miller. Miller eyes the cage, shot off a Cedar Rapids skate and then off the pad of Cameron. Dangerous pinballing puck there for the Riders as it's Ernst into the zone. Danced around Miller, got the shot away, Nikitin the save, rebound to Bukowski, had it taken away from behind by Simon. Back around to the right side. Hamilton lifted a stick, got it away from Ernst, fed it out to Miller, played to the line but grabbed by Huff. His pass ahead hit Miller but came right back to him. He'll go D-to-D over to Corneli now and ahead into the official's crease. Was looking for Bosco but could not get a touch on it. Icing will be called on the Rough Riders. 16:33 left in the second. Face off to the left of Ryan Cameron. Rusinski to take the draw against Ernst. Didn't like the way Ryan Franks was lined up. Face-off warning on Rusinski. Youngstown controls the draw. It's Orlowski fed it in front for Franks, but Cameron with the save. And check that. That was Boucher on the face-off, not Orlowski. As the shot from center point by Morin is blocked by Bosco, and he's off to the races. Bosco coming in on Nikitin. Bosco got the shot away, but patted out by Nikitin. Rebound in the corner. Boucher up the wall to Franks, and then Orlowski touched it behind him. Franks able to stick it down, played it at center. Cross near side for Wilson. Jack Vandal to dump in as it rolls to Siomos. Back out the center for Bosco and played into the Youngstown end. Fox, after in the corner, took the bump from Morin, but Boucher will pick up the loose puck for Youngstown. Spins away from the forecheck of Graff and behind the net to Morin. Over past Wilson, under his stick. The forwards were changing for the Phantoms and out to center. Scuderi redirects it into the Youngstown end, but picked up again by Morin. Carries behind the cage to start the breakout near corner for Wilson. Jack ahead slowly. Lifted to the line for Orlowski. Touch it to the right wing corner as he couldn't split the defense. Around left side now, Scuderi. Played it out to center, but couldn't find Graff. It's grabbed by Murphy and brought back into the zone by Jardine. Chip behind the cage. McKinnon is the first one to it. Left it side of the net for Hextall. Hextall, top of the left circle, sends it right point for Thompson. Back center point for Hextall, then back to Thompson. His shot kicked out by Cameron. They're trying to bank it in. That was McKinnon. It wouldn't go. Back up to the point for Thompson. Eyes the net, shot away, hit bodies in front. Came to Hextall, passed across, but settled down for Fox. Able to play it out to center for Scuderi. From his knees, he's able to get it into the Youngstown end, but it bounced to Hextall. Back out to the red line for Jardine. Touch it behind him. Back to Hextall. Peeled back to the blue line and then across far side for Thompson. Into the zone, was looking for Murphy. It didn't go as it bounced over to Grant Young. He'll take the bump from Jardine. Chipped the puck past McKinnon and found Romeo at center. Romeo lost the puck as he battled with Thompson. Loose puck picked up by Young for a shot on the cage from the right half. That is blocked off by Nikitin. Now Young with the steal. Fed it in front and it's redirected wide by Romeo. Young to the rebound, up to the right point for Mentz. Riders buzzing right now. Mentz, the defenseman, fed it in front. Hit a skate and ricocheted into the blue paint where it's covered by Vladimir Nikitin. I think that hit the leg of Connor Davis there right outside the crease. Face off to the left of Nikitin. Grant Young to take the draw against Matusz Kucharczyk. Phantoms control the draw. Kucharczyk off the window and out to center. Sticked away from Simpson, but it came back to Hamilton. Played ahead for Rusinski as the stick goes flying for Minor, and Rusinski couldn't take the pass cleanly. Loose chain picked up by Mentz to carry ahead. Mentz ahead to Romeo. And in the zone, top of the left circle, shot was blocked. It came to Kaharchik. Phantoms coming ahead 3-on-2 now if they hurry. Kaharchik couldn't feather it to Vini. It came right back to him. Drive back to Rosinski. One-timer, but to the glove of Ryan Cameron. One of our officials barking at Ryan Ward. That was Chaz Naki. $13:40 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-1. Shots on goal 19-11 in favor of the Riders. Then that's 7-4 in the frame in favor of Cedar Rapids as well. Face off into the corner, grabbed there by Bukowski. Maddie fed it in front, but that's grabbed by Huff for Cedar Rapids. Spun around the kick plate. Ogren redirects it out to center. Picked up by Bukowski, kept it away from Musa, who was flying into the zone. Miller grabbed the loose puck, retreated into his own end, fed it to Morin. Up to the line for O'Leary, who did not get a piece of it, and icing will be called on the Youngstown Phantoms. Face off back down into the Phantoms' end. Face off to the right of Nikitin. Westerling to take the draw against Bukowski. Again, 2-1 Phantoms. Pair of goals in the first period for Malachi McKinnon. Answered by a power play goal for Westerling. And Bukowski, I think, gets a face-off warning. And now Westerling gets a face-off warning. Face-off controlled by the Riders. Back to the points. Corneli. D-to-D over to Huff. He will turn and fire, but that is well wide of the cage. Hits off the end wall. Came to Bukowski off the glass and out to center where it's controlled by Miller. Over to O'Leary. Kyle trying to split three. Brought the puck into the corner. Kind of toe-picked a little there. Able to get back up to his feet and fed it to Bukowski. Matty walks the goal line. Got the shot away, but a pad saved by Cameron. Up to left point for Morin. His shot redirected by Miller, but off the pad of Cameron. Rebound controlled by Huff to the red line in blue into the Youngstown end. Huff, the defenseman. Sharp angle shot. Pad saved by Nikitin. Rebound grabbed by Miller. Fired around the kick plate and out to center. Siamos back into his own end for it. And passed out to the neutral zone. Redirected into the Youngstown end by Bosco. Moore in the first one to it in the corner. Fed it over to Wilson, far side. Jack spun away from Bosco, but then knocked off the puck, fed up to the point. Grabbed by Orlowski into open ice. Couldn't find Miller, but Ernst couldn't keep it in the zone. And, we got a fight. Bosco and Jack Wilson. Wilson lost his helmet. Wilson whipped down to the ice by Bosco. Neither one really landed any punches. Did not see what happened behind the play to start that altercation. But with 12-12 left in the second, they will both sit for 5 and 10. Evan Jardine over to talk to the officials. Maybe looking for a penalty because Bosco took off Wilson's helmet. Jardine and Hextall designated the assistant captains on the line chart today. Phantoms have yet to name a captain for the season. Got Chaz Naki using less than family-friendly language against the Phantoms bench right now. $12-12 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-1. We're back to 5-a-side action. Minor In his own zone after the Cedar Rapids faceoff win. DDD over to Mentz, out to the red line. Hit Franks. Pinballing around is grabbed by Ogren. Fed over to Simon. His shot kicked out by Nikitin. Rebound to the weak side for Orlowski. Backhanded up to the point. Kept by Mentz, but hit a phantom body and came out to the neutral zone. Franks and Boucher got it deep, but it's grabbed by Miner behind the cage. Into the left corner for Mentz. To Ernst out through center. Across over to Ogren into the zone. Thought Cedar Rapids was offside there as this one's redirected on the cage by Ernst, but kicked out by Nikitin. Rebound came to Simpson. Played out to Orlowski. Into the zone 1-on-2. Puck wedged away by Carson Young. Orlowski almost got it back behind the cage, but Young able to recorral, worked it to Scuderi, fed out to center looking for Simon. Skated into it in the officials' crease, fed ahead to Ernst, but he was bodied up by Hamilton. The puck rolled to the blue crease where Nikitin played it over to Hamilton, and now Kuharchik carries ahead. To the red line, he'll dump it in. Simpson to Rusinski. Top of the circles. Rue faked the pass. Carries around the cage. Rusinski still with it. Center point, Hamilton, one-timer, patted out by Cameron. Rebound to the left wall. Kuharchik bumped it down in the corner looking for Simpson. Fired around the kick plate. It'll come to Vini on the far side. And as he tried to bank it down low, it hit a phantom glove. I think it's the glove of maybe Jack Hamilton or Jesse Orlowski, who was leaning over the boards. I think they're going to bring the faceoff out to center. 10:38 left in the second. And we'll have our media timeout. 10:38 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio, Info Sports.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WIDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. 10:38 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-1. Shots on goal for the game, 21-13. See, it says in favor of the Phantoms, but when I looked at the official score sheet, it was the other way around, and Cedar Rapids has more shots than Youngstown. So we'll maybe try to get some clarification on that at the intermission. As the Youngstown wins the neutral zone draw, Murphy to Hextall. Fired to the left wing corner. Cedar Rapids defense turned it over. McKinnon, sharp angle shot. He missed the cage off the corner boards, kept by Murphy. Worked it down the wall to Hextall. Popped over his stick, came to Simmons. Fed behind the cage for Siamos. Up the middle, but out to center. Trying to find Romeo, but it came to Morin. Touched ahead to Hextall, who had it taken away from behind by Young. And now Young with it. Into the zone. Over to Romeo. Fed it into the blue paint where Carter Murphy is there to keep it out of the cage. Davis stole it from Hextall. Worked it over to Siamos. Down the wall. His shot off the skates of Morin as Hextall played it to the near wall. Got tripped, probably need, but no penalty coming. Jardine in the zone, 2-on-2. Has McKinnon. Behind him to Murphy. Carter waits for help. Across over to Morin. Morin eyes the cage. Shot. Hit bodies in front. I think the puck is underneath McKinnon right now. And the whistle blows. As Jardine needs to be separated from Simmons. And somebody's going to the sin bin right now. Jack Hextall called for roughing. Time of the penalty, 10:24. And Cedar Rapids will get their 4th power play of the game, already 1 for 3. Faceoff will be to the left of the Keaton for the Phantoms. Boucher, Rusinski, Hamilton, and Vini. And Grant Young wins the draw to Romeo. Back to the point to Carson Young. Over to Musa, back to Carson. Right circle, Westerling. Center point, Carson. Left circle, Musa. Shot, Nikitin save, and he holds. Cavestro rink crowd voicing their displeasure with the penalty call. Face off to the right of Nikitin. Rusinski to take the draw against Westerling. No, it will not be against Westerling. He gets kicked out of the circle. Grant Young will step in. And Rusinski won the draw. Hamilton battling for that puck, but it's picked up by Grant. Left point, Musa. Center point, Carson Young. Right circle, Westerling. One-timer off the blocker of Nikitin. Puck bounced over the skate of, bounced over the skate of Musa, and Carson Young thought he held it in for a moment, but it did pop over the blue line, and Cedar Rapids offside. 9:07 left in the second, 1:31 left on the roughing call to Jack Hextall. Westerling to take the draw against Kaharchik as the Phantoms change up the penalty killers. Cedar Rapids controls the draw. Romeo bumps it back to Carson and then ahead for Musa. Into the zone for Romeo, couldn't enter cleanly, and the Riders left retreat to center. Played over to Carson and then Grant. Young sent it around the wall to Musa, tried to feed the points, but hit a Phantom stick and ricocheted back out to center. Carson Young back for it, fed it over to Romeo. Back to the line, hit the stick of Kaharchik, came to Westerling, able to just get it across the line, but then Kaharchik with the steal. And now he'll delay at center, look for open ice, floated it back to Morin. Melker off the dasher and down the ice. Cameron left it for Carson Young, out to center for Ogren. Back to Young. And then behind the cage for Ogren. Rusinski applying some forecheck pressure. He's out here with Jardine right now, the forwards to kill the penalty. Back to the line. Hamilton knocked it back ahead, but right to the belly of Ogren. We'll joust with Jardine at the line as the puck popped up in the air, and Ogren was into the zone offside. 22 seconds left on the power play for Cedar Rapids. .757 left in the second period, 2-1 Youngstown. Jardine won the faceoff. Hamilton played it to the wall. Jardine grabbed it and cleared it. Cameron stops it behind the cage. He sets it up for Minor. Ogren to Minor. Chipped into the zone. Glove down by Hamilton. Backhanded out to center. Rusinski trying to track it down. But Minor will get there ahead of him. And now out of the box is Jack Hextall. Phantoms are 3 for 4 on the penalty kill. Kicked into the zone by Ernst, but rolls off of his stick and into the corner where he battled with Murphy, who lost his footing on the play. Loose puck grabbed by Jardine off of Vini. It comes to Hextall. Jack to the red line and fired into the zone. Cameron spun it to the left corner for Mentz. Took the body of Hextall and able to stay upright and keep control of the puck. Up the wall to Fox, turned it over to McKinnon. McKinnon on his backhand, tried to drop it to the point. That is stolen by the oncoming Graff, who got it through center to Simon. Into the zone, fed across, pass was behind Mentz, grabbed by Simpson. Cooper bringing it ahead, toe drag, but couldn't get around his man. That was Siamos. Back into the Youngstown zone we go. Simon back to the point for Graff. Shot, shoulder save by Nikitin. Rebound to Fox below the goal line. He'll come near side. Up to the point for Siamos. D to D over to Simmons. Down low, Westerling, shot, glove save Nikitin, rebound, save Nikitin, it's against his pads, and he covers. Linesman in quickly to separate the bodies. Dangerous moments there near the edge of the blue paint. 6:24 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-1. Vladimir Nikitin making his USHL debut. Face off to the right of Nikitin. Boucher to take the draw against Grant Young. And Boucher wins that draw to Thompson. Braden, little hesitation move, got past one, played it out to center for Orlowski. Jesse into the zone, but they're going to say Boucher didn't drag his skate, and I'm not 100% sure on that one. As Ryan Ward looks to the heavens and laughs. .616 left in the second. Very slow-moving second period. The Boucher against Young on the dot once more. Kick free of the circle by Boucher, but it ricocheted over to Siamos. Fired it off the end wall, came to the side of the cage where Nikitin will glove and hold Grant Young there at the edge of the blue paint. Causing a ruckus, draws a crowd. Looks like cooler heads will prevail on this one. Face off to the left of Nikitin. Westerling wins the draw. Huff down the wall. Goal line extended, floats at left corner, bounced over the stick of Scuderi, held by Corneli, pinching in on the play. Bodied up by Orlowski, puck rolls back into the corner. Thompson, the first one there for Youngstown. He'll feed it around right corner for Boucher. Owen with some open ice, and he takes it. Gains the red line, dumped it into the zone, but that was right to the glove of Cornelia. They couldn't exit the zone. Franks will fire to the corner, but that bounced to Cornelia as well. Clearing it kept by Thompson. Fed it through the slot, but the pass was behind Franks. Scuderi carried to center, spun at the red line, and dropped it back for Cornelia. Backhead to the line for Graff. Redirects it to Scuderi. Right dot, centering feed. Redirected on the cage, and Nikitin kept it out. That one almost squeaked through the 5-hole, but Vladimir Nikitin squeezed the pillows and then threw the trapper behind him for good measure. 5:20 left in this second period. Face off to the right of Nikitin. Bukowski to take the draw against Ernst. Cedar Rapids controls the draw. Backhander by Ernst just trickled to the blue paint, and Nikitin standing up, sticked it to Miller. To the corner for Hamilton, then Bukowski out to the neutral zone for Vini. To the line for O'Leary. Tried to give it back to him, wouldn't go. Came back to O'Leary. Pass was behind Bukowski. Ernst bumped it behind him to Simon. Carries to the red line, and now the blue pass across, blocked by the skates of Miller. Now pinballs into the corner. Davis. Bodied up by Vini, but still has the puck. Banked it to the point for Mentz right side. Mentz, shot, glove save Nikitin, and he will cover. .442 left in the second. Face-off will be to the left of Nikitin. Fox to take the draw against Hextall. Hextall won the draw, but they're going to say that Fox violated the faceoff, and they will kick him out of the circle and do it again. I think they need to put a second back on the clock before we proceed. .442 left in the second. Graff will now take the draw against Hextall. Ogren sets up in the shotgun. The faceoff is won by Hextall to Adams. Takes down Graff in the corner. Puck still available. Grabbed by Hextall. Being watched by Fox. Fed it through the legs of Murphy, but it made its way to McKinnon. Open ice for Hextall. Into the zone right side. His shot was blocked by Simmons. Loose change picked up by Fox. Carried to the line. Banked past Jardine. Knocked ahead by Graff, but it rolled to Murphy. Pass ahead grabbed by McKinnon and carried into the zone. To Hextall. Spins away from Ogren. Hextall to Adams. Fanned on the shot. Couldn't regather. And Fox will bump it behind him to Ogren. Delays. Fed ahead. Knocked away by Hextall. Siamos held the line. Got it to Ogren. Between the circles. Shot blocked by Murphy. Out to left point. Kept by Grant Young. Fed down low. Stolen by Hextall. Found McKinnon in the middle of the ice. Dropped it behind him to Murphy, who spins it out to center. Grabbed by Siamos and fired right back in. Trickled on the cage. Gloved to the line. And then spun ahead from the red by McKinnon into the CR zone. Phantoms trying to get a line change going. Mentz ahead to Cedar. Fanned on the clear, and then as they joust, it goes off the sticks of Scuderi and Rusinski over the glass and out of play. Actually trickled down the meshing and into the crowd. 3:33 left in the second. Face off to the right of Cameron. Koharchik to take the draw against Young. Koharchik wins the draw to the point for Morin. Down the half wall, was looking for Rusinski, couldn't take it cleanly. Scuderi bumps it down low for Minor. Spins away from Rusinski, lost his footing. Puck came to Simpson. Into the slot for Koharchik. What a pass by Simpson. But Koharchik unable to pull the trigger. Koharchik still with it. Eyes the cage. Works away from Minor. Still with it. Left circle. Morin eyed the net. Morin, shot just missed. Off the corner boards. Koharchik held the zone for a moment, but his attempt to dump it down low hit a Cedar Rapids leg and came out to center. Gathered in by Braden Thompson, checked back into the zone, but it rolled right to Mentz. To Minor, couldn't clear. Rusinski held the line. Skate to stick. Spins away, feeds the point for Morin. D-to-D over to Thompson. His shot hit a body in the slot. That's Simpson. He turned and fired. Shot was blocked. Came right back to him. Simpson turned looking for the sharp angle shot from below the goal line. He missed. Stayed in play. Thompson pinching to keep it alive, but he's knocked off the puck as it rolls into the corner. Now back to the half wall. Koharchik can't take it. Came to the point for Thompson. His shot hit a stick, popped high up in the air, and grabbed by a leaping Ryan Cameron as now bodies come together below the goal line with 2:26 left in the second. As Ryan Rusinski and Cooper Simpson both drew a crowd after the whistle. Nice little over-the-shoulder catch there by Ryan Cameron on that little pop fly. Looked a little bit like a baseball player there. Face off to Cameron's right. Boucher to take the draw against Westerling. And Boucher will get kicked out of the circle. Franks will now take the draw. And Westerling will get kicked out of the circle as he hit away the stick of Franks. Now Musa will take the draw. Davis, diving effort, trying to clear the zone off the faceoff, and finally it is sent out to center by Cedar Rapids. Musa skates into it at the official's crease. Tried to center looking for Davis. It would not go. Puck over to the right wall, grabbed by Westerling. Sent behind the cage, but Vini's going to skate into it in the left corner. Banked it up the dasher. Cedar Rapids held the zone for a moment as it came to Musa. taken away by Boucher. But Westerling kept it alive for the Rough Riders. Behind the cage, it's Musa. Top of the right circle, Huff. Back in the corner for Musa. Gave it back to Huff. Now cross point for Carson Young. His shot blocked and poked out to center by Orlowski. Orlowski applying the forecheck pressure as it's fired back out to the neutral zone off a phantom leg. Westerling backhands it into the Youngstown end, picked up by Hamilton and lifted out to the neutral zone. This may go for icing on the Youngstown Phantoms. It will, with 91 seconds left in the second period. 2-1 Phantoms. As Boucher and Westerling need to be separated, now Simmons and Orlowski. Emmons and Orlowski need to be separated. Boucher to take the draw against Fox to the left of Nikitin after the icing call. Fox won the draw, kept it the line by Emmons. He'll float left point, shot away, missed the cage. Grabbed by Simon, he'll carry left corner. Fed Emmons at the left point. Intentionally wide, came out in front, Simon! Red light came on, but did Nikitin keep that out? I think he did. Red light came on, a little bit anticipatory, but Vladimir Nikitin flashes the leather. We've got no goal. Pro Youngstown crowd clapping in appreciation of the efforts of Vladimir Nikitin. Face-off will be to the left of the Kazakhstani netminder. Bukowski to take the draw against Ernst. And Ernst won that draw. Young, a shot blocked to the corner. Murphy grabs that loose change, tried to play it ahead, hit Ernst. A leaping Young keeps it in the zone. Murphy sticked it free and found Miller. Sean, red line in blue into the CR zone. Miller cut to the middle, got the shot away. Karen made the save. Rebound is still loose, and O'Leary couldn't wrap it home as he was hooked down by Corneli, and Youngstown will get their first power play of the game. .6 seconds left in the second period, so time of this penalty, 19:06. Faceoff will be to the left of Cameron. Phantom power play 1 for 4 yesterday. Power play goal was scored by Jack Hextall. Westerling to take the draw against Rusinski. 5 forwards out on the power play for Youngstown. As Westerling wins the draw, Mentz carries it over to the wall and just gets it across the blue line. McKinnon couldn't hold his own. Dropped it behind him to Rusinski. Rue danced past Westerling, carried into the CR end. Over to the wall, he found Hextall, chipped past him and down the ice. McKinnon hustled back for it to keep it away from Westerling. McKinnon around the cage to the near side, carries ahead, dropped it back to Simpson. Cooper into the zone, but forced out to center. Charging ahead is Grant Young. Young being defended by McKinnon, trying to draw a slashing call there as McKinnon grabbed it in the corner, stretched it out ahead looking for Rusinski. And this will be icing on the Phantoms with 6.6 left in the second. So it looks like Youngstown will have about 107, 106, somewhere in there of carryover power play time when the third period begins. Face off to the right of Nikitin. Westerling to take the draw. Romeo setting up in the shotgun, looking for the one-timer. Brzezinski won the draw to Hextall. He'll skate it slowly ahead, and that is how the second period will conclude. No scoring in that second period, so at the end of 40 minutes of play, Youngstown Phantoms still lead the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders 2-1. And we will, again, check out the official score sheet for the goal, or the shots on goal, as I do not believe that the counter on the big board is accurate. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a 4-minute timeout. When we come back, we will have the second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @College Hockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
What grows in the forest? Trees? Sure. Know what else grows in the forest? Our imagination, our sense of wonder, and our family bonds grow too. Because when we disconnect from this and connect with this, we reconnect with each other and build family memories we will carry with us forever. The forest is closer than you think. Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. It's easy. Just put in your zip code to find family-friendly outdoor destinations near you. You'll also find guides to free activities, games, and amazing forest facts. Give the magic of the outdoors to your kids and reconnect with your family. Find a forest near you at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex for the second intermission report. At the end of 40 minutes to play, the Youngstown Phantoms still leading the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders by the score of 2-1. Shots on goal are apparently are correct on the big board. Youngstown with 25, Cedar Rapids with 18. Phantoms outshoot Cedar Rapids 12-10 in that second period. No goals in the middle frame. The first period that both teams have played this year without a goal. Goal in every period yesterday for Cedar Rapids. Goal in every period yesterday for Youngstown. And then, of course, the goal for each side in the first. Pair of goals, in fact, for Malachi McKinnon at 4:55 and then 8:34. As they have reviewed the scoring for the second McKinnon goal, and they have added an assist to Vladimir Nikitin. First USHL goal and a goalie point. In fact, Ryan Cameron also had an assist yesterday. So he is on the score sheet as well. So at 4:55, we had McKinnon from Jardine and Hextall. At 8:34, we had McKinnon from Jardine and Nikitin. And then at 14:42, we had Westerling from Huff and Graff, a 4-on-3 power play goal. And again, no scoring in the second period. Nikitin has stopped 17 out of 18. Ryan Cameron has stopped 23 out of 25. Youngstown power play is 0 for 1, but they are in the middle of that power play. There's 1:07 remaining in the power play when we start the third period. Cedar Rapids power play is 1 for 4. Going to go ahead and step aside for another 4-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau.
Goal!
Torrey Kruger. We're stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy. And I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between, it really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex during the second intermission report. Phantoms lead the Rough Riders 2-1. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Earlier today here on Rink 2, Madison Capitals down the Lincoln Stars 3-2. Fargo beat Team USA in overtime 1-0. And going on over on Rink 1 right now at the end of the first, Des Moines leads Tri-City 1-0. Goal with 4 seconds left in the first by Nick Howard. Checking out the YSU score. Gwynns trail by 3, 25-28 at the 2-minute timeout in the fourth. But they have the ball and are driving. They have first and 15 at the Towson 38-yard line, trying to get a touchdown to go back ahead in that one. Lots of teams off in the Big Ten today, but a couple of conference matchups. Indiana, number 19 Indiana, leads number 9 Illinois 21-7. 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. Washington beating Washington State 21-10. 4 minutes left in the second. Notre Dame all over Purdue 56-30. Oregon beat up on Oregon State 41-7. Michigan holds off Nebraska 30-27. Maryland gets out of Camp Randall Stadium with a win 27-10. And then the late night game on Fox. Michigan State will travel to the LA Coliseum to take on USC. That will do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and our second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for 4 minutes, and when we come back, third period action between the Youngstown Phantoms and Cedar Rapids Rough Riders here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WIDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
45 seconds already gone here in the third period. Phantoms have 15 seconds left on this power play. Nikitin, a quick up to the line for Karharchik, but he is put on his wallet by Miner. And the puck cleared up the middle and out to center. Skated into by Hamilton. 5 seconds left in the power play. Hamilton centering feed past O'Leary out to Vini. Across left circle, one-timer gloved and held by Cameron as the power play expires. So welcome back into the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, ladies and gentlemen. Phantoms now 0 for 1 on the power play. Faceoff will be to the right of Cameron. Hextall will take the draw against Ernst. Hextall won it cleanly back to the point to Hamilton. Walks the blue line, defended by Ogren. Banked it down to Hextall in the right corner. Taken away by Ernst. He'll carry up that near wall. Ran back into Hextall, but able to work it out to center for Ogren. Played over to Huff. Gains the red line, sends it into the Youngstown end. Rolled behind the cage, Vini the first one to touch it. Worked it away from Graff to Hamilton and now McKinnon. McKinnon fired it to the right wing corner. Off the Cornelia came to Jardine. Shot. Save. Rebound. Bouncing around to Jardine on the weak side. Fired it again and he missed the cage. Out to the right point for Thompson. Held the line. Backhanded it down low. Bounced over the stick of Hextall. Came around to the left side. Huff wedged off McKinnon. Back to the half wall. Puck just not settling down for anybody at the moment as Jardine has it in his skates. Taken away by an oncoming Graff and sent behind the cage to Cornelia. Back across over to Huff, played it past Franks and out to center. Off the heel of Jardine's stick, it bounced to Morin and played over to Thompson. Gained the line and fired it in off the stick of Cornelia. It'll bounce to the left corner where Huff is bumped away by Franks, played up to the left point, kept by Morin. Morin floated it to the side of the net. Franks trying to bring it out in front, popped up in the air, and now sent to the left corner where it's grabbed by Huff, and he sent it into the Cedar Rapids bench. Look out there. I think that might have hit Ogren in the helmet. Little friendly fire there on the Cedar Rapids bench. 17:27 left in the third. Phantoms lead 2-1. All scoring in the first period. Face off to the right of Cameron, who has stopped 23 out of 25. Kaharchik to take the draw against Fox. As Rusinski knocked down by Westerling off the faceoff, we will delay. And Kaharchik wins the draw, but Simpson couldn't cut to the middle. Puck will come to Westerling. Out to center, taken away by Simpson. Phantoms bench looking for an interference call as Ryan Rusinski was knocked down. Phantoms are offside as Cameron sets it up for Mentz. Played it past Simpson and out to center. It bounced to Westerling, up to the line, looking for Davis. It came to Simon. His backhander blocked away by Thompson. Puck loose in the left corner, and Thompson will play it around near side. Grab by Davis, sent cross point to Mentz. Shot, Nikitin save, and he holds. As Westerling had a hold of the stick of Morin, more bodies are coming together on the left side of the cage. Almost every whistle or linesman having to separate somebody. Been a busy night for the Stripes. .50 left in the third. And it looks like they're going to bring the faceoff out to the neutral zone as the Cedar Rapids defenseman came down below the top of the circles. Karchik to take the draw against Fox. Faceoff controlled by the Phantoms. Hamilton to Wilson, back to Hamilton in front of the cage. Snapped out the center off a Cedar Rapids stick. It'll come to Simpson. Shot, Cameron save, and he holds. Reaching the 9 o'clock hour here in Western Pennsylvania. .38 left in the third. 2-1 Phantoms. Fourth line out for Youngstown Bukowski to take the draw against Fox. And Fox wins the draw. Theomos over to Emmons, to Graff, and out to center. Now into the Youngstown zone. Bosco skates into it. Worked it to Graff. His shot wide of the cage. Off the corner boards, kept by Siamos. His low shot redirected in. Was a change-up, hit Bosco, and went just inside the near post. Cedar Rapids has tied the game. Time of that goal, 3:40. Bosco, his second goal of the season. As Nikitin lost sight of it on the low shot from the right point. Face-off controlled by Cedar Rapids. Davis brought it into the zone, but taken away by McKinnon and Vini. Up the wall to Murphy, popped up in the air. Westerling kept it alive, then played it behind the cage. Musa worked it up the wall, came to Emmons at the left point. D over to Siamos. Flicked it down low, found Musa, right corner. Spun away from Jardine, got it over to Davis, bumped off the puck, it came to Hextall. Jack through center, found Murphy at the red line and chipped it to the right wing corner. First one to it is Emmons, left it for Siamos, played it away from Hextall around to the left side. Grabbed by Davis, up to center, off of Emmons, and down into Youngstown end, where it's grabbed by Thompson for the Phantoms. Thompson, D to Morin, retreating back into his own end. Gave it back to Thompson, out to Jardine at center. Denied entry by Graff. They'll battle for it at the red line. Jardine pried it free, found Morin, and now across to Frank. Skate to stick, and into the zone. 1-on-4. The Phantoms made a line change behind the play. Siamos bumped Franks off the puck, came up the wall to Fox, dropped behind him to Scuderi. Over to Graff left side, chipped it through the low slot, came to the side of the cage, and he played it up the middle, hit a couple of sticks, and bounced to Orlowski. Jesse into the zone, tried to play it across, but that was grabbed by Young, stolen right back by Wilson, played into the corner looking for Orlowski behind the cage. Franks had it taken away. It's sent left corner by the Riders for Scuderi. Now back around near side for Huff to skate into. Carried to the line where he's bumped off the puck by Orlowski in the neutral zone. Came free to Boucher and dropped back to Wilson. Jack, little start-stop to get around Ernst. Carried across the red line and now played ahead to Boucher. Owen down the right side, bumped off the biscuit by Huff. Puck taken by Ernst, fed around to Young and then Scuderi far side. Touched it out to the neutral zone. Grabbed by Rusinski, sent near side for Hamilton. Banked ahead, was looking for Simpson. Pass wouldn't go. Grabbed by Huff, sent over to Young. Out to the neutral zone. Sent ahead by Ogren, but lost it to Vini. D to Hamilton, then out to center. Was looking for Simpson, but rolled to Huff. Simpson with a steal at center, brought it into the zone, and fed it to the corner for Rusinski. Rue, bodied up by Miner. Puck taken away by Ernst and fed up the wall. Vini kept it alive, bounced off of Kaharchik. And he'll get it down to his stick. Played center point for Vini. Turned, fired, hit a body in front and went wide as somebody's missing a helmet. Looks like a Cedar Rapids dark bucket. Now Vini with a shot. Hit a body in front. Don't know if that got in to the blocker of Cameron or not. As Simpson throwing the body as Ernst is without a stick for Cedar Rapids. Came around to the left side for Rusinski. Rue across Simpson. Fan on the one-timer. Ernst kicked it free. It came behind the cage where it's picked up by Mentz. Lost the puck to Simpson. Fed up the wall to Murphy. D over to Vini. Turn, fire to the chest of Cameron, who holds. With 13:09 left in the third, we're tied at 2. Equipment manager for the Riders, Patrick Overland. Lean out and holding a stick, trying to let Carter Ernst get over and get that new piece of graphite. Just could not get over to the far wall. Westerling to take the draw against Hextall. Hextall won the draw off of Jardine to Thompson. Fired a low shot, hit bodies in the slot and went wide. Morin got to the rebound, feathered it over to the right corner for McKinnon. Up to the half wall off of Simon, but back to McKinnon down low. Tried to feed Thompson, but taken away by Simon and out to center. Bosco fed it into the Youngstown end where it's picked up by Thompson. Nice move to get away from Westerling. Carries to the red line and now flicks it to the left corner of the CR end. Emmons bumped off the puck by Hextall. Another stick loose on the play. That belonged to Siamos. Puck up to the point, kept by McKinnon, sent near wall, but Simon got there first and played it to center. McKinnon fired it back in, but the Phantoms are offside. Now they touch up, and it comes around to the far wall. Jardine tried to touch it to Hextall. He was tangled up with a man. Westerling poked it to the line. Bosco sent it to center. No icing here as this one squirts down to the Youngstown end. Wilson quickly up to the CR zone where it's redirected in by Hextall. Phantom's going to try to get a line change here as Musa brings it into the Phantom's end. Had it taken away from behind by Hextall and dropped it off for O'Leary. Kyle banked it ahead looking for Miller, but Mentz got there first, couldn't clear past O'Leary, but knocked off of his twig as he tried to cut to the middle. Now O'Leary will battle for it behind the net, was pinned to the wall by Minor, worked free of that. Has the puck in the corner now behind the net, tried to get it to Miller, did get a stick on it, sent it to the far wall. First one to it, though, was Graff, taken away for a moment by Bukowski. They got double team, puck squirted free of the scrum for Graff, and now ahead into the Youngstown end for Musa. Spun away from Wilson, dropped it off for Graff. Graff toward the net, then tripped over the back of it as he was bodied up by O'Leary. Puck came to Hamilton, turned it over on the exit. To Ernst, the shot was blocked wide. Rebound to Hamilton. Up to Franks and out to center. Franks into the zone, one on floor while the Phantoms are changing. Flicked it to the end wall. Cameron worked it around over to Corneely in the near corner. Out to center, redirected into the zone by Ogren. Murphy, the first one to it, sent it to the left corner, goes after it. Chipped it past Ogren, middle of the ice for Franks. Franks carrying ahead 3-on-2. Frank shot off a stick and into the meshing. That'll be our media timeout. 10:45 left in the third. We're tied at 2. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WIDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. 10:45 left in the third. We are tied at 2. David Bosco tying the game for Cedar Rapids about 5 minutes of game time ago. Offensive zone draw for Youngstown to the right of Ryan Cameron. Kaharchik to take the draw against Westerling. Phantoms control the draw. Kaharchik turns, fires, kicked out by Cameron on a low shot. Rebound kept in the zone by Kaharchik. Feeds Murphy. Walks the blue line, backhands it to the right wing corner. Wedged away from Simpson by Emmons as it comes up to the right point. Kaharchik couldn't hold the zone, and the Riders will carry ahead. Emmons in the zone down the left side. Fed it over to Bosco. Wouldn't go, came to the side of the net. Sticked away by Nikitin. Kaharchik up the middle to Simpson, and now Rusinski. Rue spins away from the check of Westerling, but taken away by Simon to carry back into the right Phantoms end. Drop pass to the point, stolen by Simpson. He'll carry ahead. Cross-ice pass for Rusinski, couldn't take it cleanly. He's forced it in the corner by Minor. Kaharchik, cross point for Morin, top of the circle. Shot blocked, rebound, it went up in the air, and Cameron had to blocker it past the cage. That rebound picked up by Minor and skated to center. Over to Bosco. Sharp angle shot, missed the cage. Kept into the left point by Ernst. Down the wall, grabbed by Thompson, took a heavy hit from behind, and lost the puck to Ogren. around the net to the far side, traded it off to Miner, the defenseman pinching in on the play. Morin bumped it away from Ernst and worked it over to Thompson. Little start-stop to give him time and space to get off the window and out to center. Grabbed by Mentz, DDD to Miner, and now Scuderi ricochets it into the zone. Grabbed by Ernst, centering feed, but to the stick of Jack Hextall. Hextall ahead. Into the zone, crisscross, left it for McKinnon. McKinnon, a shot off of Hextall, came to the mouth of the blue paint, and Phantoms couldn't touch it home. Line was kept by Hamilton. He'll feed it down low, came to the side of the net. Jardine looking for it. Grabbed for a moment by McKinnon, but the puck rolled to Scuderi, who played it ahead. Chipped down the ice, Nikitin out to play it away from Scuderi, and this went off the glass and into the bench. So no delay of game penalty on the goaltender, and the faceoff will stay in the zone. 8:48 left in the third. Shots on goal read 31-23 in favor of Youngstown. Hextall will take the defensive zone draw against Fox. Fox won that draw over the wall, but it's picked up by Hamilton and backhanded to McKinnon. Malachi knocked down from behind by Fox. Play continues. Siamos in his own zone. DDD over to Emmons. Up to the line, played into the Phantoms end by Davis. Wilson hustling back for it for Youngstown. Forecheck pressure by Romeo. He lost the puck, but nice recovery by Jardine to poke it out of danger, at least for a moment. Puck over to the right half, shot on the cage from Siamos, kicked out by Nikitin. Now another shot that missed the cage. Around to the near side now. Davis with it, trying to cut to the middle, couldn't get a shot away. Still with it now. Davis around the net, throws some snow as he stops, and then up to Romeo now. Westerling left half, behind the cage for Davis. Watched by Vini, taken to the boards. Puck came free. Cedar Rapids still with it. Siamos right point, back down the wall, ushered behind the cage by Romeo to Davis. Banked up to the left point for Emmons. Clicked back down to Davis in the corner, up to the half wall, now back to Emmons. D over to Siamos. Flicked it to the side of the cage. Nikitin just going to ice the puck. .736 left in the third. And tied at 2. Phantoms looks like they have some tired players out there. I think Ryan Ward is he going to use his timeout? He is. We will take it with him. Back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, Phantoms just took their timeout. Had some tired bodies on the ice after an icing call. 7:36 left in the third. We're knotted up at 2 apiece. Both Youngstown goals belong to Malachi McKinnon. Cedar Rapids goals belong to Ruben Westerling and David Bosco. Phantoms had too many defensemen on the ice. Jack Wilson back to the bench. Rusinski to take the draw against Westerling to the left of Nikitin. For a quick one-timer there off the face-off win by Musa. His shot went well wide, though. And I'm sorry, that face-off to the right of Nikitin was to my left for Nikitin. As we're down in the CRN. Kaharchik, right half wall. Walking toward the cage, got the shot away, kicked out by Cameron, rebound behind the net. Simpson to Kuharczyk, tried to wrap it around, and he got tripped up as he sprawled around the net. Loose puck sent out to center by Cedar Rapids. It's Musa carrying into the zone. Crisscrosses with Westerling. Has a lane shot. He scored. Jason Musa crossed up the Phantoms defense and then froze the goaltender and gives Cedar Rapids their first lead of the game. It's 3-2. Time of the goal, 12:57. As Phantoms D got tangled up on the crisscross. Didn't look like there was much communicating going on there, and Musa had a wide open look at the net, and Keaton barely react, and the puck was off the bar and in behind him. Here it's Orlowski in the CR zone off the faceoff win, bunked off the puck. It came to Fox. Phantoms crowd looking for a penalty as Ryan Franks was taken down, but nothing forthcoming as the puck is down in the CRN. Morin couldn't chip it past his man, Davis. Played it around to the right corner. Frank's going to be the first one to it. Sent it up the middle and found Boucher. Little short stop, but knocked off his stick by Davis and held the zone. Cedar Rapids over, starting a line change, and Hamilton grabs it behind the net. Played it over to Morin, and now back to Hamilton. Orlowski got run into at center. Play continues. Boucher into the zone, 1-on-4. Had it taken away by Ciamos. Played to Evans, up the wall to Simon. Out to center, grabbed by Bosco. Bosco, toe dragon shot, blocked by Wilson. Loose behind the cage, grabbed by Bukowski. Matty fed it to O'Leary up the near side. Chipped into the zone, went in after it. Ernst took it away from Miller. Fed it up to Simon up the near wall. Gained the Youngstown end, sent it to the left corner. Vini poked it back up the wall. Grabbed by Bukowski. Sent back around the kick plate to the far side. Vini will grab it. Banked it past one man up to the line. Ernst held the zone. Cedar Rapids changing, however. 5:25 left in the third. Phantoms now trail 3-2. Vini gained the red line, fired it in. Cameron stopped it up and sent it over to Miner, then up the wall to Ogren. To Ernst, then back to Ogren at center. Skate to stick, he'll bring it into the zone. Fired around the kick plate, picked up on the near wall by Vini, poked it past Scuderi, out to center for Jardine, and then McKinnon. Chip to the left corner. Corneli got there ahead of Hextall and sent it around to the right side, but it's grabbed by Jardine. Back to Murphy for a shot blocked by a diving Scuderi. Rebound to Miner. Hit the glove of Jardine and did make it out to center. Murphy back to Jardine as Miner takes him down and loose puck rolls to Corneli. Pass ahead stolen by Simpson. Cut to the middle. Backhander. Cameron with the save, and he holds. Another nice move by Cooper Simpson, but ran into some traffic there in the slot, and Cameron well out of the blue paint to shut down the angle. 4:30 left in the third. Phantoms scored the opening 2 goals of this game, both off the stick of Malachi McKinnon, but Cedar Rapids, 1 in the first and 2 here in the third, have grabbed a 3-2 lead. Romeo to take the draw against Rusinski. Rusinski won it to Simpson, left point, Hamilton. Low shot redirected by Rusinski, but to the corner. Rusinski got to that loose puck. Double teamed in the corner, fed it through Kuharczyk. It rolls around to the right side. Morin pinching it on the play, couldn't hold the zone. It squirts down into the Phantoms' end. Picked up there by Hamilton. Sent up the middle to Kuharczyk, just able to gather it in. Rusinski fed it down low, but it rolled around to the left corner. Ciamos off a stanchion and bounced to Romeo, stayed in the zone to Hamilton. His shot, however, blocked out to center. Picked up at the red line by Morin, floated over to Kuharczyk and banked ahead to Rusinski. Rue, toe drag shot, blocked, rebound to Simpson, also blocked, both by Ciamos. Kaharchik tried to bank it up to the point, but nobody was there for Youngstown. Thompson hustles back into his own end for it with 3:35 left in the third. Phantoms trail by a goal. Huff bumped off the puck by O'Leary, grabbed by Kaharchik right in front of the bench and dropped back to Wilson. D over to Thompson. Played ahead to the line. O'Leary gloved it down and brought it into the zone. Carson Young, however, denied him getting it deep, and it's sent out to neutral for Scuderi. Delays and drops it back for Minor. And then sent to Carson Young. To the Phantoms slide, picked up by Thompson and carried ahead. Thompson to Butkovsky. Matty to Miller. One-timer. He's having fun. Looking out for number one, Sean Miller, the one-time bomb from center point for his first goal in the USHL. And the Phantoms have tied the game. Time of the goal, 16:57. Beautiful little give and go up near the blue line. And Sean Miller, the local boy here out of Pittsburgh, played for Penn's Elite, scores his first goal in the USHL, and it's a big one. We're tied at 3. Face-off controlled by the Phantoms. Murphy, D to Hamilton. Out to the officials' crease for Franks. He redirects it into the CR zone. Cameron out of the paint to play it around the near wall. Murphy trying to keep it the line he did. Picked up by Boucher. Boucher leaned on by Simon and turned it over. Played out to center by Mentz, but it's grabbed there by Murphy. Murphy, skate to stick, able to work it deep. Youngstown going to start a line change. Mentz behind his goal for it. Played it near corner for Minor, out to center for Simon. His pass ahead hit Hextall, and then Fox ricocheted to the Phantoms line for Graff. Tried to get it to Simon. Played away by Orlowski and out to center. Trying to catch up to it Hextall, but edged off by Emmons. Back to the Phantoms line. Into the zone comes Simon. Down the left corner. Picked up by Fox. Leaned on by Morin. Sent it to the point, but split the defenseman, and Siamos will pick it up at the red line. Back to the Phantoms blue. It's redirected into the zone for Graff in the right corner while the Riders change up the defense. Picked up by Musa, watched by Wilson. Fed right point for Siamos. Left point now Emmons. He'll fire it intentionally wide and will ricochet over to Graff in the right corner. Off the skate of Westerling, Graff picks it up once more, bouncing around into the circle for Musa. His shot was blocked by Wilson. He regathered and fed the right point for Siamos. His shot stopped by Nikitin, rebound grabbed by Wilson. Jack up to the line. McKinnon got it out to center. Jardine looking for it in his skates. 90 seconds left in regulation. Westerling back into the zone. Down the left side, watched by Morin. Tried to cut to the middle. Puck loose in the blue paint. Grabbed out of danger by Hextall. To Rusinski. Broadside pass to Simpson, but hit his stick and went behind him. Couldn't enter the zone. Cedar Rapids back ahead with it as Morin and Westerling are all tangled up. Cedar Rapids just has to kill time now while Westerling's still offside. Huff ahead. Pass glove down by Jardine, and they're going to call a hand pass on Youngstown. I didn't think that Kuharchik touched it after it went off the glove of Simpson. Exactly 60 seconds left in the third. We're tied at 3. Shots on goal 34-25 in favor of Youngstown. Kaharchik to take the draw against Ernst. Cedar Rapids won the draw, fired in the zone by Minor. Came behind the cage, picked up by Murphy, up to the line, off the stick of Simpson, and icing will be called on the Youngstown Phantoms with 48.2 left in the third. Face off to the right of Nikitin, near side. Rusinski to take the draw against Ernst. Rusinski won the draw, skated into by Murphy. Cut around one and worked it to Rusinski. Up ahead to the red line for Simpson. He'll lift it to the right wing corner. Kaharchik. To Rusinski. And back to Kaharchik in the corner. Kaharchik, fan on the pass, pinballing around his skates, lost it to Simon, who sent it softly out to center. Not enough steam on it for icing with 20 seconds left in regulation. Vini quickly head to the line off of Simon. No, not off of Simon. So icing called again on the Phantoms. 17.9 left in the third. Second icing whistle of the shift for this line for Youngstown, but they've already used their timeout. Kaharchik will take the draw against Fox. Again, 17.9 left in the third. Face-off sent over to the wall, grabbed by Vini, up to the point, kept by Ogren. Up to the right point for Huff, left point, Emmons. 7 seconds left in the period. Romeo tried to redirect one, but the loose puck was blocked by Kaharchik and sent to center. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime. Your score at the end of 60 minutes, Cedar Rapids 3 and Youngstown 3. Shots in regulation 34-25 in favor of Youngstown. We're going to step aside for 60 seconds. When we come back, 3-on-3 sudden victory hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WIDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex for the start of overtime. We're tied at 3. Phantoms had a 2-0 lead thanks to a pair of goals from Malachi McKinnon. And then 3 straight for Cedar Rapids. It was Westerling with a power play goal in the first. And then Bosco and Musa with even strength goals in the third. Phantoms found themselves down 3-2. Before Sean Miller scored his first in the USHL just before the 3-minute mark, necessitating the 5-on-5, the 5-minute 3-on-3 session we find ourselves facing at the moment. Phantoms are going to start with Hextall, McKinnon, and Wilson. And the Phantoms will be attacking from right to left, waiting to see who Mark Carlson puts out. Looks like it will be Westerling, Huff, and Corneli. So Cedar Rapids has a forward and 2 defensemen. Phantoms have 2 forwards and a defenseman. For initiative overtime is underway. Hextall won the draw back to Wilson, retreats into his own end. Over to McKinnon, gains the red line, hesitates and brings it into the zone. Doesn't have any help, kind of got pinned against the wall, so he carried back to center. We'll drop it back to Hextall, now back to McKinnon. Take the pass and starts to carry ahead. McKinnon into the zone, got through one stick check, still with the puck, feeds it over to Wilson. Jack starts stop, got through him in, got the shot away. Don't know if it was blocked or if Cameron made a save there, but the puck trickled harmlessly to the end wall. McKinnon and Wilson quickly to the bench. Hextall still out here as Corneli carries ahead. Huff will head to the bench for Cedar Rapids as well. On jumps Bosco, and he will grab the puck. Graff out here as well. Also Mentz. Bosco at the right half, watched by Murphy. Back to Graff at the point. He'll retreat to center. Drop back for Mentz in their own zone. Hextall up to apply some forecheck pressure. He probably needs to get to the bench, and now he will blaze a trail over there. Jumping onto the ice is Rusinski. Bosco over to Mentz. Almost lost the puck there. Still has it. Watched by Rusinski. Got a shot away from the top of the right circle. Saved by Nikitin. Rebound grab by Murphy. Drop back to Jardine. Jardine, red line and now blue. And drop back to Murphy at the point. Murphy tried to feed it to Jardine on the back door, but it would have been a very sharp angle shot for a one-timer. Jardine out to center as Murphy heads to the bench. To open ice, found Rusinski. And now Hamilton, who came on for Murphy. Jack into the zone. Delayed, was looking for Jardine, but now will peel back to center, being watched by Bosco. Hamilton back into his own zone. Carries around the cage, spins in the right corner. Bosco still watching him, sticking with him every step of the way. Hamilton peels ahead, now up one-on-one with Huff. Waits for help, found Kaharchik. Matu, shot, missed the cage. Off the corner boards it goes, out to center. Hustling over to it was Graff and played it to Huff, the defenseman. Huff trying to walk through Wilson, couldn't do it, but still has the puck. More than halfway home here in overtime. In fact, 2:20 left in the 3-on-3 as Huff is out to center. Now Romeo pulled up at the red line, played it past Simpson over to Huff. Huff tried to take a shot, hit a stick, went to the near wall. Kaharchik played it into the corner for Wilson. Jack delayed and sent it up the wall, but Kaharchik cut to the middle, and the zone is kept by Huff. Forced back out to center by Kaharchik. Now rolled off his twig to center, and Davis there to pick it up from his defensive. Davis into the zone, into the slot looking for Romeo. Couldn't take the pass cleanly, but now he has it against the far wall, and back to the point for Carson Young. Young, right circle, in the middle for Davis. Shot missed the cage. Young battling for it in the corner, but it's picked up by Rusinski. Carried around the cage, he'll bring it ahead. Rusinski into the CR zone. Crisscrosses with Simpson. Still with it, being defended by Davis. Poked it off and stick to the corner. Rusinski regathered, sent it out to center for Morin with 1:10 left in overtime. Morin back in his own zone. Bukowski and Rusinski out here. And it'll be Bukowski to carry ahead. 1 minute remaining in overtime. Bukowski, left side for Morin. Forced out to center by the defensive Carson Young, who will now go over to the bench. Mentz will jump on. Banked ahead, looking for Bukowski. Matty, toe drag shot was blocked off the corner boards. Morin hustles over for it to keep it away from Musa. Backhanded back to Bukowski at the red line. Sent to open ice near side for Morin. 30 seconds left in overtime. Morin throws on the brakes. Bukowski heads to the bench. McKinnon back into his own end for it. Murphy is on, as is Hextall. McKinnon, 15 seconds left in overtime. Into the zone, but offside ahead of the play. Carter Murphy. I don't know about that one. 16.3 left in overtime. Hextall to take the draw against Westerling. And Westerling will be kicked out of the circle. Ogren to take the draw. And he won the draw. Westerling dropped it back for Huff. Being forechecked by Hextall. 5 seconds left in overtime. Westerling. Westerling into the zone. Shot, missed the cage. Folks, we're going to a shootout. Final shots on goal for the game, 34-26 in favor of Youngstown. We'll keep it right here, as we've only got about 45 seconds before the first shooter is coming out. So again, first 2 goals of the game belong to Youngstown. Before the game was 9 minutes old, it was 2-0. Both goals belong to Malachi McKinnon. Final 5 minutes of the first, Ruben Westerling with a power play goal. Then early here in the second, David Bosco scored on the redirect. And then under 10 minutes left, Jason Musa put Cedar Rapids ahead 3-2. But just before there were 3 minutes left, it was Sean Miller on a one-timer from the high slot that beat Ryan Cameron. Tied us at 3 and necessitated overtime, and now the shootout. So I don't know if Youngstown was credited with a shot on net during overtime, but I know at least Cedar Rapids had at least one. Coming out first will be Matty Bukowski. Left-handed shooter out of McKelly, Finland. 6 goals and 2 assists last year in 20 games. Joined the Phantoms a little bit after Christmas. All right, looks like our officials are ready to go. Referees giving instructions to Ryan Cameron. Bukowski all the way back down in his own end. All right, he gets the ready for play, and he'll bring it ahead. Bukowski picks it up and swings out slowly to the right. Bukowski to the hash marks. Makes a move. Backhander, he scores. Brought it in tight, forced Cameron to slide with, and then quickly brought it back across near side and backhanded it home. Now it's Noel Ogren, right-handed shooting Swede. He'll swing out to the left. Gains the hash marks. Ogren, shot, blocker save by Vladimir Nikitin. Youngstown leads 1-0 at the end of the first. Out now, Ryan Rusinski. Right-handed shooter out of Broadville Heights, Ohio. Brings it right up the middle, now swings out to the right a little bit. Rusinski, right dot, cuts to the middle. Eyeing the cage, he scores! It's kind of going over the top of the puck, back and forth, and then Cameron gave him a little bit of 5-hole, and Rusinski slid it right under the pad. All right, David Bosco, game on his stick. If he does not score, Youngstown wins. Bosco, the right-handed shooter out of Winchester, Mass. Grabs the puck, swings out to the right, picks up some speed. Nikitin came out to challenge, but no! They're going to say that Nikitin stopped it and that Bosco double-touched. And no goal. Youngstown wins 4-3. Never seen that from a netminder. Let's keep it right here for the post-game show. Phantoms got on the board at 4:55 of the first. Malachi McKinnon, his first in the USHL. Evan Jardine and Jack Hextall with the assist, 1-0 Phantoms. Then again at 8:34, it was McKinnon putting home a loose puck from the edge of the blue paint. Evan Jardine and Vladimir Nikitin with the assists, 2-0 Phantoms. At 14:42, it was Ruben Westerling putting home a rebound for a 4-on-3 power play goal. Huck Huff and Justin Graff with the helpers. 2-1 Youngstown at the end of the first. No scoring in the second. At 3:40 of the third, it was David Bosco with a redirect. His second goal of the season. Lucas Siamos and Justin Graff with the assist. We were tied at 2. And then at 12:57, Jason Musa with a wrister that beat Nikitin clean off the bar and in. Musa's first of the season. Justin Graff with the assist. Again, that was at 12:57. Cedar Rapids led 3-2. At 16:57 was Sean Miller with his first in the USHL. Matty Bukowski and Braden Thompson with the Helpers. That forced overtime. No scoring in the extra frame. We would go to the shootout. In the shootout, Phantoms were able to get conversions from Matty Bukowski and Ryan Rosinski. Vladimir Nikitin stopped both Cedar Rapids shooters, giving Youngstown the 4-3 win. Earning his first win in the USHL, Vladimir Nikitin, he stopped 22 out of 25, and then both in the shootout. Ryan Cameron takes the shootout loss. He stopped 31 out of 34. Youngstown power play was 0 for 1. Cedar Rapids power play was 1 for 4. Phantoms will take to the road for the next 4 games before returning to the Covelli Center for the home opener on October the 10th against these same Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. Great seats still remaining for that pair of games on the 10th and 11th of October. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets for more information. 330-747-PUCK. That is 330-747-7825. For Brendan Miller here with me in Cranberry, keeping things up to date on social media, and my engineer Dave Ferris pushed the buttons, keeping us on the air back in Struthers. I am Matt Lipsack, voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score, Youngstown 4 and Cedar Rapids 3. We will see you in a couple of weeks for the home opener against these same Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.